Salvation International Preparatory School. Salvation International Preparatory School. A place to be, a school to go. We'll build you up from the cradle to university. Salvation International Preparatory School. Salvation International Preparatory School. A place to be, a school to go. We'll build you up from the cradle to university.
Good day, students.
Good day, senior.
My name is Alira Awot Ibrahim, and I'm from the SS3 class from Salvation International Preparatory Schools. And today is SS3 day, and I'll be taking you on physics practical topic reflection and refraction experiments. So, instructions: you are provided with a glass block or rectangular prism, which is this. This is our glass block, and plane mirror, our plane mirror, and optical pins. These are optical pins. Place the glass block on a drawing sheet and trace it. These are drawing sheets. So, outline A, B, C, D as shown in the diagram above. Remove the glass block, measure and record the width W of the block. Draw a normal ON to DC at a point about 1/4 the length of DC. Draw a line making an angle I equals 10 degrees with the mirror. Replace the block on its outline and mount the plane. Mirror vertically behind block such that it makes good contact with the face AB. Stick two pins P1 and P2 on the line MO. Looking through the face CD, stick two other pins P3 and P4 such that they appear to be in straight line with the images of P1 and P2 seen through the block. Join P3 and P4 with a straight line and extend it to touch face CD at O. Draw a perpendicular line from the midpoint of O and O prime to meet AB as Q. Draw lines OQ and O prime Q and normal O prime and N prime. Produce, measure and record theta, E and D as seen in the diagram. Evaluate M is equal to sine E and N is equal to cos theta over 2. Repeat the procedures for I is equal to 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees and 50 degrees. So class, let's start with our practical. So according to our first instruction, we should place the glass block on a drawing sheet and trace its outline A, B, C, D as shown in the diagram. So I'll place my paper on my drawing board, and I will use thumb pins to place it down so it does not shift or alter the practical. After doing that, remove the block and measure and record the width of the block. That's this short side here. So my width, which is W, is equals to 6.3 centimeter. Draw a normal ON to DC at a point about 1/4 of the length of DC. So I'm going to measure the longer side of my rectangular prism, which I have traced down. Mine is 12, so I'll divide it by 4 to get 1/4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I'll mark a point 3 on my diagram. Then draw a normal as shown here. Draw a line making an angle I is equals to 10 degrees with the normal. So N here is our normal, and I'm going to use my protractor to measure 10 degrees. That's I to the normal. So replace the block on its outline and mount the plane mirror vertically behind the block such that it makes good contact with the face AB. So I'm going to put my glass prism back where it was before. Then my plane mirror, I'm going to put it vertically behind. Stick 2 pins, M1 and P2. P1 and P2 on the line MO. My line MO was the line I drew when I got my 10 degrees. Looking through the face CD, stick 2 other pins, P3 and P4, such that they appear to be a straight line with the images of P1 and P2 seen through the block. So, from my block, from the line CD, I will look through the block to place P3 and P4 such that they cover the images when seen through the block of P1 and P2. Join P3 and P4 with a straight line and extend it to touch the face CD at O. So after placing my pin at P3 and P4, I remove my pins, my glass prism and my mirror. Then draw a straight line connecting P3 and P4 at the line CD. Draw a perpendicular line from the midpoint of O and O prime to meet AB at Q. So my O prime is where my line P3 and P4 touch CD. So I'm going to draw a perpendicular line to meet Q. Q is my midpoint of AB, which is 6 centimeters. Then draw lines OQ, O prime Q, and normal O prime and N prime produced. So this is my O prime and N prime. This is Q. Then here is my OQ. Here is my O prime Q. And this is our perpendicular line. So we have to measure and record theta, E, and D. So for E, that's the angle between the line N prime and P3 and P4. So I'm going to use my protractor to measure that. And for that, I have to draw my table. I'm going to draw my table to be able to measure theta, E, and D. I, angle E, angle theta, and the length D. So for my angle I performed, my angle I was 10, so 10. Then I'm measuring my angle E. And my angle E is 31. Please do not forget to write your units for the experiments. Then I'm measuring theta, which is here. For me to measure theta, I'll have to measure the first side, the second side, and add it together. Do you understand? For the first side, it is 72, and for the second side, it is 63. So if I add this will give me 135. So I'm going to measure length D, which is the number from O prime to O. Which that is 5.2. So after measuring and recording theta, E, and D, I am going to evaluate M, which is equal to sine E, and N, which is equal to cos theta over 2. So I'll add that to my table. To 31. Using my calculator, sine 31 is equal to 0.5150. And for n, theta is equal to 135. And 135 divided by 2 is equal to 67.5. So we have cos 67.5, and here we have 0.3863. Having gotten cos theta over 2 when theta is equal to 135. Because of time, we are going to stop here, but you repeat the same procedure for I is equal to 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, and 50 degrees, following the steps we did for 10 degrees. See you in our next class.
Please stay tuned for the next episode of Legacy Moments. Thank you.
Salvation International Preparatory School. Salvation International Preparatory School. A place